Welcome everyone to Judy's Mind Body, and we're going to start with some basic Qigong today, and that will be followed by a full T'ai Chi Chih, 19 movements and 1 pose. This is by Justin Stone, this whole list here, and the teacher Justin Stone was Wen Shan Wong. So I want to read a little bit of his work in a minute, but let's warm up with triple burner. Inhaling up, exhaling down through 3 dantians or energy areas. The top is the head. All your thoughts, your actions, your words that start there. Your creativity. The second one is the heart and lungs area, right in the upper chest. And the third is the abdomen. And that's where your energy seed is. It connects with the soles of the feet. So when we do this triple burner coming through all 3 areas, meaning triple burner, this is exhaling down here and the energy is moving towards the feet on the exhale. Feel the opening, not just in the lungs area, but in the belly and also through the nostrils. Because in Qigong, we feel that the whole body breathes. Expansion, contraction. And that contraction is moving towards the Ming Men area, which is the lower side. Think of the kidney area, and you're going to move through it as you exhale through the belly back to that Ming Men area. It just moved in. You hit it. Inhale. And exhale. It's said that we should inhale through our nostrils, but also through here. When you inhale through the nostrils, if they will open for you, feel also a connection to the jaw. For the jaw to be slightly open is essential for the Qigong breath. As you exhale down here, you'll feel the tongue come to your upper palate, close to the upper teeth, where you might want to think about having it there, and not tightening. And the jaw is loose, so that you can even smile with this. Not feeling like, oh, this is something new and I'm scared to death. No, just have fun with it. Because it should be joyous. This is also called the joy of movement. It's 19 movements in 1 pose. So essentially we move into joy. Why joy? Because the purpose of all meditation is joy to the heart. That we forget all our troubles maybe for an hour. We forget our cell phone messages and our phone that we hid away today. And we just forget everything except for the joy of movement. Slowly, with continuity, with grounding, this energy is gradually moving into the soles of your feet. You might want to feel them down there. And it's triple burner is still going on. You could do this 9 to 10 times without having it feel too much. It's just a beautiful warm up for the body. And I want to say something about that. If Wen Shan Wong was the teacher of Justin Stone, then we could look at this brief description of how the breath and the movements work. Each movement involves the alternate shifting of the body weight from one leg to another and is always synchronized with breathing. In the course of slow movement, only by long practice can the body be balanced on one leg steadily and enduringly. Movements are performed slowly, lightly, and calmly in a naturally effortless manner of ease and continuity throughout the whole course, whatever your course is, which may take from 15 to 30 minutes without any lapse of time and sequence. I think that says it right about there. So you could do just 20 minutes of this practice and hopefully feel a difference. And put my microphone on now. That might make a difference here. All right, so that was triple burner. Now we're going to do Buddha picks up the earth. So we don't know who Buddha was, but we know this is ancient thought. Before we knew in word of the actual character of Buddha. But so I'm going to guess that we can all play this game, that we're all Buddhists for a moment. We're going to exhale down, and that's sort of the essence of Buddhist thought anyway. And inhale up, and now you're going to push up the world as if you were Buddha. So exhale here, push it up. Doesn't that feel great? And now inhale. Push up the world. Maybe you're a major environmentalist and you feel a real need to think grandly. This would be the perfect move. Exhale. Send it up. Use your peripheral vision to look up and see it go. Repetition is very important in Qigong. So yes, we're going to repeat this several times today so that we can get this whole joy coming in our body and also connect to our breath and this simple movement. Exhaling here as the world gets pushed up, letting that exhale be really as long as it can be for you. And then you might want to definitely feel a strong inhale here. And let it go here. And we'll make that the last of that particular Qigong move. It's so beautiful. So another practitioner that I've been working with some talks about sleepwalking. So let's sleepwalk seated. The palms are like this. You're going to inhale up. You're going to sleepwalk down. Like you're not aware that you're actually walking through your room. And if we can find joy in that and not worry about people, this would be a beautiful move. But we know kind of that it looks like this. It's so slow. Feel the body breathe. And now feel the grounding as those palms move down. It's a really long exhale, isn't it? One more. Yeah, I worked with someone the other day online who was doing that. I thought, wow, that's so cool. All right, this is just picking up a feather with the thumb and the forefinger. Inhaling up and letting it go. And I have brought my legs out to the sides of my stool so that I'm grounded on this stool. You don't want to fall. Using other implements like stools, either short, medium, strong, well-made old chairs. All those kinds of things are possible to find, and sometimes in San Francisco we can find things on the street that work perfectly fine because they're not modern things made from wood that isn't solid. You want something solid if you're going to sit on it and you're going to do this work. Now I'm picking up 2 feathers with both hands. You can make all of this stuff up. It just works out of whatever simple Qigong movements you know. So there's no real right way, just as long as you maintain good body dynamics. Long spine, the crown of the head lifted up by a string towards the heavens. And the sense of what's up and what's down and connecting them. That's good. I'm going to do the accordion now. And this is a movement that it creates a sense of expansion laterally of the rib cage. So if your rib cage is here, well, it's all this whole area, you're going to expand as you inhale out. Feel that lateral expansion, the ribs will open and now they'll come somewhat together. Contraction, expansion. Expansion on the inhale, contraction on the exhale. One more. I think that will work for right now. We're going to move the stool. If you want to stay on your stool or chair for your whole practice, that's totally fine with me. I think there's lots of ways to do everything, and you'll have to find a way to create what's good for you, modify things, etc. All right, we haven't done this for a while, so I'm going to go back to this. Walking across the room with a Buddhist walking meditation is fairly powerful for understanding the weight shift. So from one side of your room, I'll have the same leg as you do. You're going to drop down, your feet will be in a V like this, so that the toes are pointed out. Anytime you drop down, you want to make sure that you don't let the knee go beyond the big toe, right? So I'm going to sink down here a little bit. Here's my totally strong, connected inhale here. Here's my exhale here. I've just dropped my knees a little bit, okay? Now I'm going to shift over towards the right to start with my left foot here as I move forward, with my heel moving through the center point of the bubbling well to the front of the foot, and then feel it the energy come through the toes here. And then I'm going to lift the other foot, drop the heel, and feel that same kind of grounding through the whole foot, starting with the heel, the push off from the toes. And this is a very slow walk across about 5 feet. Now I'm going to turn around, and you're going to turn around. And once again, stand tall on the inhale, and we're going to ground on the exhale, feet in a V. Give yourself space so that the heels basically are connected to the hip bones back here, your buttocks right there. And then you're going to feel that it's shoulder width apart, basically, with your probably heels would be shoulder width apart out there, but you want to get a comfortable feeling of grounding that you can feel in your buttocks muscles back here. So tap your heels a minute. All right, now ground, shift towards your left foot this time, and prepare to drop your heel on the right side. The front of the foot will come eventually here. So we want to move through the middle, which is the bubbling well that comes just before the front of the foot, where you have this C curve. And then you come to your toes, and then you drop the other foot. Okay, so that's not done yet. Let's do it a couple more times since you're all trying it, right? When you get to the other side, inhale to lengthen the spine. The crown of the head moves up as if it were lifted by a string towards the ceiling. And the weight in your soles of the feet is also prominent. So there's kind of 2 lines of energy, one up, one down. So drop down with your feet in this open V. Shift over towards the right. Bring your left heel forward, and we'll do this again. Taking your time to move through the whole foot. Feel the energy as it moves through the ball of the foot, eventually here, and then the toes. Starting with the heel. The bubbling well or spring is just before you reach the ball of the foot. The front of the foot, sorry. Then your toes. Okay, and then turn around, come back to center. And we're going to do a standing pose called the mountain pose. The palms are forward. Feel the feet into the earth. Feel the length of the spine, the crown of the head, and then begin to relax the whole body from the top down. Relax the hair. Relax the forehead. Relax the eyebrows, the nose, and the mouth. Relax the jaw. Relax and open the upper chest. Breathe into it. Feel the breath as it also opens the lower area below that, the rib cage. How is it connecting to the lungs? Can you feel the diaphragm literally move downward and put compression onto the abdomen? Breathe into the belly and you'll feel that. Now, where you are in your standing position, move forward to the front of the foot, lifting the heels a little bit. Move back, going back towards the heels, lifting the toes. And just go backwards and forwards a few times, slowly. All right, I think we're getting there. We will want slowness, continuity, circularity, moving from the center, and all of that good, juicy stuff that has to do with inner awareness. We're going to start with a couple more things here. This is bringing energy to the skin and the fascia right at the abdomen. It's also, if the palms are able to move to the back, it's tapping your buttocks. Then if you bring it up a little bit to move towards your kidneys, the front will be right underneath the breast. The back will be that whole kidney area. And then if you want to come up the body further, you can come up here to the chest. And then just shake it all out from the feet all the way up. Shaking is really important because we want to get all of our joints relaxed today. All right, now you're going to drop your head towards your chest, towards the collarbones here, and move towards your right with your ear so that the ear rises right over the shoulder. And then back in a half circle to the center and to the other side. Be aware of your inhale and exhale. Good. Now carry the circle all the way around now towards your right and around. And you might want to clasp the hands behind the back to make sure you're not lifting the shoulders. And if this hurts, make it a smaller circle, as if you were wearing a dog collar. One of those things that comes around the dog. I don't know what it's called. One of those. They look like a big cone, but it's a smaller circle. And then opposite direction towards your right ear, or your left ear, and around. That's your left, actually, my right. Good. So now we've gotten the head connected here in terms of circles. Now we want to work on the shoulders. So bringing the palms out here in a T. So here's your T part, side and top. And you're going to rotate the whole arm with the elbow unlocked forward. But there is energy moving all the way from the shoulder down to the fingers. So you just don't want to make it super straight because that would lock the joints. We're unlocking them now. And then go the opposite direction. Back, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Doesn't have to be a certain number, but normally if you go one way, you want to get the same number the other way. All right, now you're going to go forward, side, back, side on your abdomen here for hip circles. And I went to your right first, so I'm going to stop here and go to the opposite, to your left. Forward, side, back, side. That really only makes a difference in terms of the way you start breathing, but it does make a difference. Because circles that go one way and the other are what you're going to encounter all the way through T'ai Chi Chih. Your circle will generally be outside of whatever leg is forward first. Okay, and let's take that the opposite way. All right, good. Now bring the knees together, lengthen through the whole spine, fold forward from the hips. So how would you do that? Put your thumb right on the beginning of the hip bones. The hip bones are here, right there, and then fold forward like one of those Cupid dolls that they used to have, like that. Fold forward from the hips. Your back is long here, and that's different from the waist. The waist would be here, and this is far better for you. So fold forward from the hips, and now round the back as you drop over. That gives you space to drop. If you are not comfortable dropping all the way over, just go halfway. Let's do that one more time. Fold forward from the hips with a flat back. Round the spine now, let it go. Maybe touch your toes and come back up. And relax back into mountain pose. So always returning to mountain pose essentially is what we want to do. There'll be a move that we do today in the taffies where you, in circles taffy, you do this. You drop down, and then you're going to inhale to rise. So this is rising and sinking. That's very Qigong. So here you'd start again to inhale, and then you'd release, circling 3 times, wind up, pull the taffy, inhale, and release. So in that inhale, I've lengthened through my spine. See if you can do the same. Okay, here we go. Circles taffy. Dropping down 3 times, wind up, pull the taffy. The palms are facing each other. Pull it, come up, inhale, lengthen through the spine, and then release. And that's enough for grounding. We talk about grounding a lot. So there's a lot of release and grounding. So that's what I was going to say about our grounding. So let's do some 6-part groundings right now to just get a sense of how that's going to work for you. And it has to do with these knees and this connection to the energy C here. Yes. All right, here we go. Inhale, exhale down. Inhale to the heart. Exhale down. Notice how you automatically want to ground and you want to release the knees. Bring it to the heart and then bring it to the head. That's our highest Dan Tian, our energy center, and sink it down. And that's only 3-part grounding. Now let's go 4. Let's go as if we were into the trees. Inhale all the way up
and a very slow exhale down. Now bring it to the sky. That's what we do in our outside classes. Inhale all the way up to this beautiful sky. Some days when we have gorgeous sun in California, so bright we don't really even want to look at it. And then this is the beautiful sun or moon at night. Enjoy it. This is a very Taoist concept that we are always connecting everything to nature, all of our movements, even our groundings. So take it up and bring it down. It's the joy of finding what the Taoists originally looked for, connecting us to nature and beings and the best of ourselves. Let's shake it out here a moment, and we'll begin our next moves. Starting with rocking motion. 19 movements in one pose. Tai Chi Chih is under the rubric of both Qigong and Tai Chi. So you'll recognize if you're a Qigong person who knows a lot about Qigong and a lot about Tai Chi Chuan, that this is very related to both. Slowly moving into rocking motion. Figure 8, the infinity symbol of Chinese medicine and later of Western medicine. This is being done with the arms, of course. But notice how your wrists are softly connecting to energy. How you're picking it up from the ground as the palms move up on the inhale, and as they transfer here on the exhale, you're sending energy from the sky or the heavens down towards the earth. It's a recycling move. Very enjoyable when you connect all this together. The movement of the hands should be in the same rhythm as your forward, back, up, down, weight shift in this opening warm-up of rocking motion. Two more. Last one. Feel the grounding here. You're resting on globes of energy right here. Energy that's in resistance to gravity. You might be able to feel it in the centers of the rounded palms and maybe in the tips of the fingers and the toes. Our next move, bird flaps its wings. The bird is on a branch. When you drop down, the heels will rise. Inhale first, and then decide to fly. Your first flight doesn't go very far. Just this far, one wrist circle forward. On the third one, two more sequences. and ground it through the earth. In terms of shifting, I would start with a fairly open stance here and shift laterally towards your right leg. I will be mirroring you, so this is your right leg. And bringing your left heel forward. You're going to move outside this forward knee. Around the platter in chest high water. Right away, an image of the natural environment, right? We've had a lot of water lately, so you can easily image what this would be. Chest high water. Let's make it about summer. The water is warm. It's beautiful outside and you're near a lake and you've walked out into it. Two more on this side. We're going to move towards 9 eventually, but at the beginning, numbers don't matter that much. We just need to warm up and connect all of our joints. Inhale here. Feel that beautiful sense of taking energy from earth, and exhale down, bringing energy back to the earth. And then shift towards your left to bring your right leg forward for around the platter on the right side. Notice the legs. This is straight. The back leg is slightly bent at the knee. And that's the yang leg. This is the yin leg now. And it's going to change as we shift forward and shift back. All the opposites of yin yang in the universe are also in the body. And we're celebrating them and bringing them together. And sometimes they're opposing forces, but most of the time they're working together. So that's what we want. Last one on your right side. Inhale that leg back. Feel the full length of the spine as you inhale. And a little bit of drop of those knees as you exhale. The feet are in what I call rider on horse position. I've got a little horse between my legs. You just want some space there. You don't want to be tight there. One more grounding. Our next move, we'll shift to the right leg to bring the left foot forward, is around the platter variation. The variation is simply picking up a ball of energy by your left shoulder and dropping it right opposite the heart and lungs as you move around across the water. So the palms will stay on top of the water. The fingers move up here. And then like dropping a paper boat, it drops right there. It still is on top of the water with your fingers. So this is a practice for relaxation and letting go, but we do want to have good body mechanics so that we basically are always using wonderful alignment, whatever we can with that, and not bringing much weight over the knees in front, and not dropping down very far with the knees. Maintaining that alignment and the breath connection from the dantian, the low one. Two more on this side. Nice. Now bring the leg back. Inhale to release. Inhale to exhale, basically. Shift over here to your left. Release your right heel forward. This back foot is at an angle to the front foot. So here's the front foot, right from the hip. Here's the back foot. It's already angled. That helps you support that back leg when you have your back shift. Ready? Around the platter variation. Feel that inhale at the nostrils now. Everything should begin to be connecting. And we are basically following some of the main principles. There's circularity of this move. The fact that the front and back weight shift is what it is. It's not really following this circle, but the circle is there with the arms. And there's a shift of the hips as the energy comes in here through the left nostril and moves out towards the right. On me, for you with the right nostril, moving towards the left. Yeah, it's hard to talk about breath when we're talking about mirroring. All right, so now we bring that foot in. Inhale. And release. Our next move, bass drum. The palms face all the way through this move. They'll move out in a circle, and when they'll trace your hips when they move back, the elbows will move with the hips energetically. Ready? So we're going to exhale here. Inhale, sending the energy into this right foot, preparing to move into bass drum. Now the toe is going to rise. You want to glide through the middle and then lift the heel and back. Glide through the middle on both feet on the floor and then release the tongue, the toes in front, not the tongue. It stays right up at the upper palate. All right, keep going. I know it's super slow, but that's how you begin to feel inner awareness. It's so different from aerobic exercise, but it will build your energy overall, especially if you do a little bit of this every day, maybe 20 minutes. That's actually a little, because I usually have an hour and a half practice myself, but I get to do it every day almost. Okay, let's make this one more. We'll both pretend this is 9, right? We're going to eventually get to 9, and then I won't talk so much. Inhale here and release. Shift over towards your left. Release your right heel. Bass drum 9 times. Two more. Inhale and release. Feel the relaxation response. It's beginning to happen in the body. As we move to our next companion moves of daughter on the mountaintop, daughter in the valley, preparing to come up to the top of the mountains, come down through the center of the body or the center trail. And your wrists will be crossing here. Your left hand will be like mine, close to the heart, down through this whole area. And use your energy. See, here's your inhale. Expand for it. Here's your exhale. Contract for it. Towards the Ming Men back there. Beautiful. Release the leg back. Inhale. Do you feel the relaxation response on the exhale? Shift towards your left leg. Release your right. And coming from the valley, go up to the top of the mountains, 2 on each side of the valley, and then through the center with the palms crossed, left hand still close to the heart. Feel the length of your spine, seated or standing. It's really important to feel the breath in the belly if you can, and the energy moving towards the lower back. Last one of daughter on the mountaintop. We finish the right side, we double ground. Feel the softness in the palms now. And shift into the right leg to begin the next one. The companion to daughter on the mountaintop is daughter in the valley. She starts on the mountains up here, right above the chest, and then moves through the central core here of your body on the inhale. I don't know if you noticed that, but I just snuck my 45-degree angle into my back foot. So you need that angle there. So you also want to make sure that the heels are not crossing front and back. You need space between them. Otherwise, you might fall over. That was 9. We'll bring that foot back in. Ground it through the earth singly between sides. We're moving into your right side now. Daughter in the valley. Cultivate the chi or energy as you move through the center here. It's a beautiful inhale here. And then exhale over the tops of the mountains. You can certainly visualize this if you like. Think of a time when you went up a steep hill, how much air it took, inhaling, and then how it was so wonderful to get to the top and go down the hill. Don't go too fast, though, coming down. It should be a feeling of letting go, but it's very slow. And one more coming up. Beautiful. Feel it in your body and in your mind. For me personally, that is always the point where I begin to feel the chi. What the effects of slowing down are, sometimes on my brain. So our next move is always welcome one, and this is where we carry the ball to the side. And so it's kind of nice because it changes the energy. You're going to do 3 times 3 over to the side. Inhaling, picking up your ball, releasing this heel out here. This is the yin leg, it's straight. This is the yang leg over here. And now this leg will become the yang leg. As you carry the ball to the side 3 times with very relaxed wrists and a relaxed body. Ground it into the earth, pick it up again, and move again 3 times. Lengthen through the spine on the inhale and release. And one last time to go this way. Sink it through the earth. Pick up the ball, inhale it. Drop the heel and move the other way, changing the weight to the opposite foot. Side to side, weight shifting. You are staying low here, so not too low. Watch your lowness. Here's the rising, here's the sinking. It's not very much. And release. And we'll go back now, okay? Picking up the ball, releasing the outside heel, shifting across and back 3 times. Notice how you actually let the elbows go here. As you pick it up there, you're going to let them go. Pick it up. Let them go. Pick it up. Let them go. Inhale. Release. It's a lot of moving parts. It's simple, but it improves over time as you figure it out. And sink it through the earth. Beautiful. So that was carry the ball to the side. And we are all the way down here already. Our next move is push, pull, followed by pulling in the energy. Dropping down, shifting towards your right. Inhale first, and then push in a circle, a little bit down, back up with the fingers, and then turn the wrists to bring the energy back to the heart. Inhaling there. This is a only forward back weight shift that's marked as an exhale forward. It's because you're pushing something across the room softly, but it's going. That takes an exhale. And then you look back at it and you go, wow, and you inhale there. Two more. Last one. Bring the foot back in. Inhale to release into the earth. All that energy is moving down through the feet. Feel it go. Now shift over towards your left foot to release the right. Inhale first and then push out the energy. Push, pull. And this is ideal to do together. So if more of you want to open up your video, that would be super. But meanwhile, I do have a friend here. That's great. And don't forget, I won't ever show you on the video. So this is where we communicate best. Communication through movement and moving energy back and forth. You to me and me to you. And now we are moving into 9 times. 2 more. Good. Release that right foot back. Inhale to double ground it. Feel the energy pushing down towards the feet. So the chi is definitely in everything now. Can you feel it? Yeah, you can feel it here too. Feel it in the soles of the feet. Good. And now we move into the next move, which is pulling in the energy from the farthest star. That wasn't well done. Let's drop down first, shift over to the right, bring the heel in, forward. Watch the back foot. It should be 45-degree angle. And pull in the energy from the farthest star in the universe through the fingertips. A grand vision of connection to the universe. Wow. We could learn a lot from these thoughts. Last one on the left side. Bring the foot back in. Prepare to ground once through. Shift laterally towards your left. Right heel comes forward. Pulling in the energy, right side. Take it from the most distant star through your fingertips in a circle. Right at your chest level. Which will be different for each of us. So find it what it is for you. Breathe it in. Exhale it back to the heart. And your back toes. And your back heel. As that happens and it moves towards the back heel, notice how the front toe lifts. Everything starts to get connected, synchronous, all together. The breath, the body, and the mind are finally connected. A couple more times here. And now we're going to take a moment to hydrate. You need to release some energy here of breathing. Take a few sips of water. Hydration is very important, and it's always water, not coffee or soda. All right, so we've now done pulling in the energy right here at the rubber band, and we're now coming into pulling taffy. There's 4 taffies, and the first one is basic. Inhaling and dropping down. Bringing your left hand under the right elbow. And as you pull the palms apart, the lower hand will move up and the top hand will move down. So that this synchronicity move is that this is moving up towards heaven and this the top hand is moving down towards earth. And it will support the back foot. Basic taffy. As you shift sideways, The palms are being pulled apart by the shift. And now notice the hand that's underneath is going to support the yan leg, the masculine leg. And the masculine hand is going to support the back yin leg. This is constant support of what would be seeming opposites. Is this true equity? I would argue that it's a very interesting question. Physically, it is. Because one hand and one foot can support each other. And the foot that's the dominant foot keeps changing. So I like to think that this is an equalizing kind of practice in terms of power. The power is always shifting. I'm going to do 2 more here. So join me in moving towards your right with your right hand under, and then moving to your left with your left hand under, and your left foot moves out. And then we sink it through the earth, and we'll just for fun dominate it with this double grounding here. That prevents us from moving too fast and not allowing time for the body to go, oh, wow, I liked that. All right, our next move is anchor taffy. This is the first variation of basic taffy. You're going to anchor your right foot. Your left leg will move forward. You're going to pull in the taffy here into the picture. Open the hip to drop this foot back. And then drop your energy only when you reach here. And then you're going to inhale. This is your side-to-side weight shift. And the boat has moved to shore. That's you. And you're going to exhale there. You're there. Okay, here we go. Anchor taffy. Forward, back shift, followed by side to side. Now your right foot will move forward and your right hand will be underneath. You're going to open the hips, bring that foot back, and then shift for basic taffy to the side. The basic taffy comes back. There's just 3 variations of it. Continuing with anchor taffy. We're doing a little grounding between each, whether it's forward, back, or side to side. So just notice these little things. It helps us to learn to relax from the movement. And you could do a much slower grounding if you would like. When you practice yourself. And we're going to come back and pull in that outside leg to finish anchor taffy. Double ground it. I hope you're feeling that at the energy seat. Are you? You really want to feel that happening there. All right. Our next move is circles taffy. We did this a little bit at the beginning. It's going to be easier now because you're warmed up. Sinking and rising. You notice how basic taffy came back there. I love that. Sink, rise, come under the, lift the heels here. And then wind up and pull. And now straighten up to inhale. And a little bit of a grounding there. It's so subtle. And then we go again. And ready? Here we go again. Two more, okay? One going this way, left hand under. Or right hand under, sorry. And now this is left hand under. Beautiful. And our last taffy is perpetual motion taffy with heel step. So I like to think this is easy, but it really isn't. Took me a long time to figure it out, frankly. So if you shift over here towards your right foot, and this knee is already bending a little bit, and you release this leg, so there's no weight in it yet, right? Now drop the heel, and now shift into that foot, and now lift this leg, which is straight, and drop just the heel and go back. That's your heel step, and you'll feel the energy move towards the toes. When it does, then it's time to lift the other heel. But it's a full grounding thing on each side here, so it's more subtle than it looks. And then when you add the left hand under, you've got perpetual motion taffy. But notice how really this helps your balance, because you're balancing on one foot over here. You lift the other one and you drop and move into that foot to balance fully on it. So it's a wonderful balance thing. It's perpetual motion taffy. And watch the back. Make sure the back is long here. In some Qigong practices, this is also called the heart protector move, because the hand, when it comes over the inside arm here, is moving as if it were taking your blood pressure or something, right? It's a wonderful kind of feeling. You're not touching the arm, but it's almost like you could feel that come through that arm and through all the blood vessels. And of course, all that is connecting through the central core and your abdomen, and its energy is moving into the feet as well. So it's a great move. And the last of the taffies, the fourth one, And you can do it any number of times. It's very, very grounding and very centering. Let's do it twice more. Good. Then we'll inhale here to end it. Double ground it as we move into our next double series of working the pulley, a cross body move. So of course you're going to start with your left foot. You're going to start with your left hand, and your right hand's going to be underneath the hip bone here. It will move back and forward like this. You might not see it, but it's moving like this. But the other hand will be moving forward the same way with the foot. Your left hand and your left foot cross the chest. And this is a great companion move. You can touch someone else's shoulder. Even on Zoom, you can imagine that you're just connecting to that person. It's true that it could move out to the sides of the room, but it's supposed to actually be minimalized. So this is probably enough. But sometimes when I'm doing this outside, I want to go farther. Oh, okay. I want to see that tree over there. I want to touch that tree over there. You know, so you can modify all this. So Taoism was never intended to be a religion. It's just meant to be a way of life. I think that's a beautiful thought. It becomes a way of noticing a flower, a leaf, a bird, the movement of a tree, the waves of the ocean that move so slowly forward and back, but carry so much energy. Let's do one more on this side, and then we'll do it to the other side. Working the pulley. The pulley is an energetic circle here. Yeah, and we just bring it in with the feet. So now your right foot's going to come forward, and you'll connect that with this cross body move. And you'll feel that as your hand comes under here, your right hand underneath the hip, that it's pulling the hip back on the inhale. You can go through there. Somebody came to the door. And last one. Inhale. And release. Double ground it. We're now going to be moving into our next series, which is very short. All the last parts of the practice come together. And this is light at the top of the head, light at the temple, sinking and rising, feet in a V. Sink and rise. You're right at the crown of the head here. Lengthen and let go. Circle the energy between the palms. 6 to 9 times. Hold it. Sink and rise. Let it go into the earth. Left hand comes back to the heart with the inhale. Move through the central meridian on the exhale. Bringing the energy to the temples. Light at the temple. Sink and rise. Hold the energy there outside the head and then circulate it. Hold it again. Breathe it in and sink and rise and let it go. Into the earth. Back to your heart with the left hand. On your inhale, sink it down. Let everything go. Ground it through the earth. And prepare for your next move, which is very yawn. It's kind of a happy, joyous breath. Inhale and sink it through the earth. Now come up to the balls of the feet on the inhale and sink it down 4 times. 2 more cycles of 4. Everything you've got, lots of air, and then let it go 4 times out. And if that wasn't joyous enough for you, you could always do it another time. Let's make it really joyous. Yes, good. That was really masculine. That's what it should be. It's tough guy stuff. And sink it down slowly. Passing clouds. All things change. Your right hand comes up, your left hand moves down. Your feet are both on the earth in an open V. Last one. Bring the foot in. Inhale to sink it through the earth. Double ground it. Slowly, almost like your sleepwalking move that we did at the beginning, let it go. Now we come to the 6 healing sounds. Which are ho, Hu, Su, Sh, Shi, Chui. Left hand, left foot. Right to left. Right foot, left, right hand. Shh. Shh. Left to right. Shh. Last time, 5 chuis. Heel step. Turn the palms over. Circling the energy of yin and yang and yin. Bringing your left heel to your right ankle bone for a cosmic consciousness pose. Open circle here, bringing your left hand closer to the heart, elbows even. Opening out the fingers, looking through the window of eternity and over it. Interlocking the fingers, bringing them overhead in gratitude for at least 5,000 years of Qigong and more probably. And then the work of Wenshan Wang and Justin Stone. Justin Stone's T'ai Chi Chih, 1974. With gratitude. And thank you for your practice.